So I mean, you gotta give Nick Saban some credit. It's all about the process. I'm John Dawson, and from Gadsden, Alabama, and I'm trying to do JAG for the Marine Corps via the OCC route, and hopefully we'll be shipping in September.
I am a Lance Corporal. I joined the Marine Corps December 13th of 2021, and then I arrived in Okinawa early August, and I've been here pushing on 7 months.
I think it all started with our grandfather, who was a Marine during Korea, and I remember he was always telling stories about it, and we just thought he was the coolest person ever. So that was a person who definitely put it on the map for us. We had a recruiter out of Gadsden who called my dad looking for Staley, and my dad was like, "Oh, well, I don't think he's interested in the Marine Corps, but my oldest son is," and ended up helping me get in touch with him and helping him get me in touch with Captain McElwain. And then of course he ends up joining before I get a chance to, so it's just kind of funny how things work out. He left right before Christmas, and so it was the first Christmas where we weren't, hanging out together, and so it was kind of weird because me and Staley were really close.
He was actually my first phone call that I had made, and I didn't want him to tell mom or dad and them get upset at me that I didn't call them first, but yeah, he was definitely the first person I reached out to.
Especially like having Staley in, it's definitely like, oh yeah, you're not getting out of this, so you're in it. So just might as well mentally just be all in. So I always thought that the Marines was in my future, and once I decided to go to law school, I really knew that the Marines, that the JAG route was something that I wanted to pursue, and so I've been working towards that ever since probably my senior year of high school. Law school's tough. I was a 4.0 student in undergrad, and I studied, but it wasn't like I was devoting too much time to my studies. I just would do what I needed to do to get an A. And then law school comes around, and it's more of a competitive atmosphere. A lot of long hours and being disciplined to like, okay, well, I'm gonna get there at 8 in the morning, and I probably won't leave till 12, 11 at night. And then you just kind of have to say, all right, this is what I want to do, let's make it happen. So one thing that kind of was a big point, I guess, in my process was not getting selected for PLC last year, and it just wasn't my time. And just kind of all right, well, this is the real world. You got to realize that, and if you really want something, you can't let a little thing like that hold you back. And so not getting selected, it was just kind of like one of those moments. It's like, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. It's like, all right, well, we're gonna double down. I came up with the plan. I was like, my parents live in Panama City now. I was like, I'm gonna go to Panama City. I was like, I'm gonna go help the recruiting station there. At the moment, I was like, man, this is not the ideal situation. But looking back at it now, it's like, I'm so glad that I was able to do that, because I was able to see these kids go through the process and actually be able to help them be able to go to boot camp. And that was just very rewarding. And it just kind of kept me in the mindset, kept me going, and made me really excited about starting this year and going through the process again for OCC. So it's all just kind of staying motivated, and don't let little things kind of hold you back. Don't let things that may not go to what you want at that moment keep you from doing what your overall goal is, and just kind of keep pushing forward. Just working through the process and doing what you got to do, and eventually it will happen, especially if you put enough time and effort and prayer and heart into it. You can do those things.